Everything begins on a quiet night in New York City, with Dr. Bill Harford dressing for a lavish Christmas party. He is calm, confident, a successful physician who knows exactly who he is and where he fits in the world. His wife, Alice, is in the same room, trying on clothes and seeking reassurance. They leave their daughter Helena with a babysitter and head to the mansion of Victor Ziegler, one of Bill's wealthiest and most powerful patients. The party is a sea of money, champagne, music, and people pretending to be happy. Almost immediately, Bill and Alice are separated. Bill is cornered by two young women who make their interest crystal clear. They joke, flirt, and tease him, telling him they want to take him somewhere special. Bill goes along with it, enjoying the attention. He doesn't exactly stop them. Meanwhile, Alice meets a smooth-talking Hungarian man who questions her marriage without hesitation. He tells her that men are only faithful out of fear or convenience, and that women pretend they don't want what they truly crave. Alice, slightly drunk, doesn't silence him. She listens. She smiles. She lets the moment linger just a little too long. Before anything goes further, Bill is urgently called upstairs. Ziegler needs him right now. In a private bathroom, Bill finds a young woman named Mandy lying naked and unconscious. She is overdosed. Ziegler is panicked, not because she might die, but because this scandal could destroy him. Bill shifts into doctor mode, revives her, and stabilizes her. Mandy wakes up terrified, clinging to Bill and thanking him as if he saved her soul. Ziegler tells Mandy to get dressed and disappear. Bill warns him that this is serious, that she almost died, but Ziegler dismisses it like a minor inconvenience. Later that night, Bill and Alice return home. They smoke marijuana and try to unwind, laughing about the party at first. But then the conversation turns sharp. Bill confidently claims that women do not experience raw sexual desire the way men do. He truly believes this. Alice stares at him, stunned, then laughs. And then she tells him the truth. She recounts a vacation they once took together, how she saw a naval officer in their hotel courtyard, and how just one look shattered her entire sense of self. She confesses she was ready to throw away their marriage, their child, and her whole life for just one night with that man. Nothing happened, but the desire was real. Bill is crushed. The realization that Alice has a private inner world he cannot control hits him like a punch to the chest. He can no longer maintain the controlled image he had of his wife. That same night, Bill is called to the home of a patient who has just passed away. While there, the man's daughter, Marion, suddenly confesses her love for him. She tells him she doesn't love her fiancé. She wants Bill. Bill is shocked. He gently rejects her and leaves, but the seeds of desire are now everywhere, following him. Walking through the city, Bill meets Domino, a prostitute who invites him to her apartment. He goes. Inside, everything feels strangely warm and human. They talk and connect. Bill is on the verge of crossing the line when his phone rings. It's Alice. Her voice snaps him back to reality. Panicked, he pays Domino and leaves without touching her. Alice is confused on the phone, but kind. Later, Bill stops at a cafe and runs into Nick Nightingale, an old friend from medical school who now plays the piano. Nick casually mentions that he plays at strange, private parties while blindfolded, never knowing who is in attendance. Bill presses for details. Nick admits that once, his blindfold wasn't tied correctly, and he saw things he'd never seen before, women like he'd never imagined. Suddenly, Nick's phone rings. He is given the address for that night's party and a password. This information takes root in Bill's mind and refuses to let go. Nick eventually gives Bill the address and tells him he must show up in a specific costume. Needing a disguise, Bill goes to a costume shop run by a man named Milich. While renting a mask and cloak, Milich discovers his teenage daughter with two older men. He explodes in rage, threatening them with the police. That night, Bill takes a taxi to a secluded mansion deep in the woods. He passes the main gate by whispering the password. Inside, he finds a secret ritual already underway. Masked men, naked women, and eerie chanting. A slow, ceremonial selection. Bill watches, pretending he belongs, but it's clear he doesn't. During the ceremony, a masked woman approaches him and warns him immediately that he is in danger and must leave. But Bill ignores her, wandering through the mansion and watching the bizarre rituals of nudity and sex in detail. Suddenly, all eyes turn to Bill. He has been exposed. He's dragged to the front of the group and ordered to remove his mask and reveal his identity. Then they demand he strip naked. At that moment, the woman who warned him screams, "Take me and let him go." The leaders agree. A terrified Bill is thrown out, having no idea what just happened to him. It's nearly morning when Bill reaches home. Alice wakes up in a bad state. She tells him about a dream in which she saw Bill humiliated and helpless while she freely had sex with many men, eventually waking up laughing. It was an exact mirror of what Bill had experienced the night before. This dream reveals a deeper truth. Desire, betrayal, and fear are real even without the act. The next day, Bill tries to find a lead. He goes to the bar where Nick plays, but it's closed. He manages to get Nick's address from a waitress at the neighboring cafe. Bill goes to the hotel, but Nick is gone. He fears something terrible has happened. The receptionist tells him 2 burly men arrived with Nick, settled his bill, and took him away. He adds that at the last second, Nick tried to hand a letter to the desk, but the men stopped him. Bill takes the costume back to Milic, only to realize he has lost the mask. While he's there, he sees Milic's young daughter again, standing with the same 2 older men. In that moment, the situation becomes clear. Milic never contacted the police. Instead, he made a private arrangement with them. He even suggests that, for the right price, Bill could spend time with her as well. The scene reveals how blurred and unstable the moral boundaries are in this hidden world. Driven by curiosity, Bill returns to the mansion to find a trace of Nick. Men approach him and, without a word, hand him a letter. It says, "Stop your inquiries. For your own sake, we hope this second warning is sufficient." He goes home and acts as if everything is normal, but nothing is. The image of his wife with the sailor repeats constantly in his mind. He leaves and goes to see Domino, but her friend tells him she isn't there. Bill, desperate for a connection, tries to enter, but the woman refuses him, revealing that Domino tested positive for HIV that day. Bill realizes just how close he came to disaster. Bill wanders the streets until he feels he is being followed. To lose the tail, he stops at a newsstand and buys a paper. The pursuer stops and stares directly at him. Terrified, Bill ducks into a cafe and reads about a beauty queen who died of an overdose. Doubts consume him. He goes to the morgue and identifies her as Mandy. Guilt crushes him. Finally, Ziegler summons Bill to his home. He admits he was at the mansion. He insists nothing sinister happened, that Mandy's death was an accident, and the entire ritual was just a performance to scare Bill. He claims Nick is fine and back home with his family. But as Ziegler speaks, it's clear he is protecting something much larger. Bill is told to forget everything. When Bill returns home, he finds the ritual mask on the bed next to Alice. He breaks down and confesses everything to her. It is the final sign of his collapse. In the final moments, Bill and Alice walk through a toy store with their daughter. They speak honestly, stripped of all illusions. Amid the crowd and the lights, they decide to face the reality of their relationship instead of denying it. Alice says there is only one thing left they must do as soon as possible. Bill asks, "What is that?" Alice looks at him and says,
"Fuck."
And the story ends right there, not with answers, not with safety, only the truth, completely exposed. Thanks for watching the video and be sure to subscribe. I'll see you all next time.